Looking at topic of discussion this morning, we're looking at the cybersecurity levy recently introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria. What is going to be the implication of all of this on, of course, the Nigerians? So many people have come out to condemn the policy. NLC call it as another burden for Nigerians. I have my guest now joining me via Zoom from Lagos. Muktar Mohammed is a financial analyst. Let me ask Muktar. Good morning, Mr. Muktar.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, Muktar, let me ask you this straight question. Why should customers pay for cybersecurity levy?
I don't know, Yusuf. I think I've tried to wrap my head around it. I don't know why I should be paying for security of my accounts. I think the whole essence of governance is to provide security and prosperity for me. But in Nigeria now, I provide security for myself, and now they are saying I should provide security for my own money. And you see, it's annoying because I don't know what platform the National Security Advisor is going to use to protect my finances in the bank. Because it's the bank that is telling me to pay for cyber security, I will still challenge them. But now you've seen the National Security Advisor. What this money be used for? How will this money be used? I mean, there's a lot of questions begging for answers. I don't know. Maybe sometimes when people goes to government, they get their head in their house.
Mr. Muktar, hold your thoughts there. We'll continue that conversation after this break. Don't go away. Glad to have you back. It's the Business Daily right here on Trust Television. Before we went on that break, Muktar Mohammed was talking about the implication of this new directive from CBN to commercial banks that you charge 0.5% on every electronic transactions by Nigerians, or probably, let's say, by their customers. What are the implications of all of these things? Mr. Muktar, before we went on that break, you were saying that the implication of this is enormous. Can you continue along your thought line?
Yes, the implication of this is enormous, especially for small businesses. We already complain about rising cost of living. So what will happen is that most of these business will transfer some of these charges to their consumers, because if you pay me electronically and I have to transfer electronically, then I may have to start paying very high for goods and services. We're battling about inflation. Inflation will nearly go up because most of these goods price will go up. Again, then the effect on security, especially in the area of financial inclusion in the rural area, because now you see a lot of rural people will tend to keep their money in their houses rather than being feed that they don't even understand and they don't even know how it works. And then secondly, again, the SMEs, it might drive some people out of business also, because again, that cost of doing business have gone high. Yusuf, as like I said, I'm trying to put my head around cyber security. I've tried to look at Google all over the world to see which country actually practice something like this. I have nothing yet.
Mr. Muktar, I was coming there. I know you have traveled all over the world. You've gone to so many places. I was going to ask that question. Is there any part of the world where this policy is being practiced as we speak?
My brother, I don't think there's any part in the world. I mean, the government need to tell me which part we learn this from. Maybe we have been for homegrown economy, and this is their own version of an homegrown economic policy. Is this a way of widening the tax bracket? I don't know, because you are going to tax the tax, because in widening the tax bracket, I'm saying is for you to get the informal sector. So by this, you are even going to lose more of the informal sector, because they will no more want to keep their money in the banks. And like I said, there's a security implication to this, because most of them be keeping their money at home. They will be prompt to attack, and people. So they need to think through some of these their policy before they come out with it. I've tried to look at all over the world. You know what is even shocking about the whole policy is it's not coming from the bank. It's coming from the CBN through the Office of the National Security Advisor.
Yes.
And I asked, what services does the Office of the National Security Advisor offer to the banks? Are they the one providing the internet backbone in terms of cybersecurity banks? They need to come up and tell us. And if I have to pay for cybersecurity, if I have issues I have to do with my account being tampered with, is it the NSA office that will pay me for when such things happen? Look, there's a lot of questions begging for answers. I hope this government will not is not taking Iran for granted with the type of levies. We are just seeing this now. We are waiting very soon, according to what we gathered in the news, and they have denied it. The World Bank will be giving us a loan of 750 million, and it comes with an attachment of communication tax. Remember that it was stopped by the former administration through the Minister of Finance, who personally went to the Minister for Communication, personally went to the President Buhari, to beg him that he shouldn't put that will add costs to making costs. And sometimes when you see some of these things and you ask yourself, and the same government that are shouting on him for Consumer Protection Agency is taking a DSTB to court freezing tariff, and there you are, what our government is busy trying to make money out of Nigerians every day. I think this is one of the worst anti-financial policy I have seen in my lifetime.
Indeed, there a major concern there. Let's say, Muktar, some Nigerians I spoke to did say that bank customers allegedly give out customer details to scammers. So in that case, now, will you say that our bank is even protected, given the fact that the level of negligence that we are seeing in the bank now, given the fact that Nigeria will now have to come and pay a levy as a result of the negligence on the part of the commercial banks?
I don't know how that would, because if a bank's customer give my details to the
allegedly
bank, and I'm able, that's why the bank will still send you me email to say protect your numbers, protect your PIN, protect your this. So if that happens, it's not the fault of the bank. It's sometimes because it's garbage in, garbage out. It's what you are able to give in without you confirming from the bank. And again, so when these things happen, maybe they claw your card and they are able to use it outside of this country. Once you are able to prove to the bank that you are not the one that was responsible for this, most of those monies are naturally turned back to the customers. So what I'm saying is that, am I the one begin and say, will we now begin to pay for the sins of bank? What you need to do is, why can't you try to see how you can build a robust cyber security platform for the bank? Why are you now in turn trying to tell the people to provide security themselves? But like I jokingly told somebody today, you know what? We've been in this nation, we have been providing security for ourselves all this while. So now they are beginning to tell us that we should provide security for our funds, so that it's even kept in the bank, where the bank charge you for SMS, the bank will charge you account maintenance fee, the bank will charge you left and right now. All of the government still collects COT, value added tax for every transaction that you do. The government still collects stamp duty tax of 50, and now the same government want to opt to collect cyber city level return of 0.005. And what it means is that if you do a transaction of 1 million naira, you'll be paying a cyber security fee of about 1,000 naira. And you can imagine it, and big companies, when you do a transaction of 3 million, you are paying a cyber security fee of 50,000 naira. And it's very laughable.
Indeed, very laughable, like you said. Let's look at the amount of money in circulation as we speak. 94% of it are not within the banking sector. Nigerians, since the currency swap, have become wiser. They now keep their money maybe in the house, or they have devised another means to save their fund. Now with this kind of policy coming in, is it not sending a wrong signal to even intending depositors in the banks?
Yes, maybe the CBN that yesterday they came out with a circular that they suspend the payment on cash. Also, they stay suspended. But I said that will not help because we are gambling on another issue. You are having, like you say, you have about 94 trillion outside the banking space. I think for now you have more. Because that's what happened in the FX market. You see, a lot of Nigerians have their FXs in their hand, in
94%,
their bank
94% of
account.
money in circulation.
Because when banks were, that was when the bank were even charging Nigerians some, I think about a fee, a maintenance fee and offshore, a lot of charges. Also, some Nigerians just decided that, you know what am I really keeping my money in the bank for? My dumb account. So it's the same thing that we are going to see with our era now. A lot of people would rather, especially, I keep saying, the market women, the infra sector, because these numbers are what add to their little profit margin. And now you are trying to take it away from them. They will definitely look for a strategy on how to deal with that issues.
Indeed. Let's look at the bank shareholders now in the capital market. A lot of them are actually losing faith in the bank. You see that market capitalization of some of the Taiwan banks have declined significantly over the couple of weeks now. And then we are now seeing this kind of policy coming in. Do you think CBN in any way is trying to help the bank, maybe through the Office of the National Security Advisor, to meet up with the recapitalization target?
No, I think so. That shouldn't be even heard. I don't think so. Number one, why the banks are where they are today, you shouldn't forget that it was a CBN announcement of recapitalization. Investors are still watching and knowing which direction some of these banks will go. The stock market is not a straight line, come with a curve up here and down. For now, those stocks were even trading at all low before the recovery and where we are today. So I don't care. That is what I mean. Rather than that, that also should even make more investors to begin to take the bank stocks because they already have their recapitalizing plan. If not because the CBN is saying that not use retained earnings, 90% of Nigerian banks will not have even been coming to the market because they have enough in terms of liquidity to cover up some of them to show up their cash base. So what will happen is that most of the funds that this bank are going to get in this recapitalization is going to come outside the shore of this country, and the CBN, I can tell you why they are doing that. That could also help drive liquidity into the FX market, maintain stability in the exchange. That is what they are looking at the larger picture. And then for the banks, they are looking at that to begin to take it in transaction. Because it stands now, if you look at the Dangote refinery, or 60 or 70% of the funding were got inside the shore of this country because the Nigerian bank cannot take that. So, but now we have a lot of businesses may show up. So a lot of banks will need to show up capital base to be able to handle most of this high ticketing. And then that will also show in their bottom line. So I don't think anybody should think that because of the banks are going down because of what's happening. What we are seeing in this market is profit taking from most of these investors, and also most of these investors are taking because the bank has not really come out with record. They've sent their report to CBN. CBN have not said what we have approved. So most of the shareholders in their AGM have done that. Zenith Bank will be having their AGM today, so they will also be coming up with a capitalization plan. GTCO will be having AGM tomorrow. They'll be coming up with capitalization plan. On the 24th this month, UBA will be having their AGM. They'll be letting the investors know what their recapitalization plan is. So I don't think it's a cause for worry. Rather, it's a time for opportunity where a lot of Nigerians that have missed out in having shares in this bank have a big time opportunity, huge opportunity for them to take advantage of.
Interesting there. Mr. Muktar, if you're an investor looking to invest in Nigerian economy and you're seeing policies like this coming from the NSA through the CBN to the banks, of course, when you're an investor, you will need to route so much of your money through the bank, and you see this kind of policy, what do you think, what will be ringing in your mind?
Well, it will not encourage investors, and that's why the CBN is saying, "Oh, you look at some of the still exempted process, you realize that most of them have to do with capital imposition." But like I said, the most annoying thing is that the CBN also try to shield himself from paying some of these charges. Because some of their transactions, they say it's a CBN bank, and you cannot pay charges. When it comes to also transactions that have to do with government intergovernmental agency, also they will not be paying those levies. So, but you didn't see in that place they said an SME will not be paying because they want to build the economy, or the manufacturing sector are exempted because of the high cost of production that are resulting in the cost of goods and services. So what you see government is that government is just thinking of revenue. And I've said no government have gotten so much revenue in terms of sharing revenue like this administration have gotten since they came into power. But again, the average Nigerian have not seen the value of these high returns that government is having, whether the state government, whether the local government, or whether the federal government. Rather, what we are saying is that government have this money and government is looking for ways to begin to white elephant projects that are going to be beneficiary at the immediate moment for Nigerians. And Nigerians are looking for immediate solution to their long-term problem they have been going through at the moment. So for me, I think the government must as necessity with immediate effect have a think on this policy, because it's anti-investment friendly. It's very like I said, no part in the Wi-Fi head where something like this is happening, and it's shocking, Yusuf. It's shocking.
Indeed. Now, so what will you say now to the government? Do you think they should amend our cybersecurity law? Because according to NSA, last week he did say that there should be full implementation of the cybersecurity law, section 44 especially. Will you call for another amendment to that law?
I'm not against law, but when I call in terms of the amendment, in terms where they're saying your citizens should begin to pay for cybersecurity, I think that should be amended. Why are we paying taxes, Yusuf? Why am I paying taxes? It's for the area of security. So if I'm paying tax and then you are telling me to pay another taxes in to secure my funds in the bank, then you give me an option to whether I really want to keep my funds in the bank. Give me that option.
Indeed. So probably, will you say the National Security Advisor was ill-advised, maybe by the CBN?
Well, I don't know. Whoever must have advised the National Security Advisor is somebody that I highly respect. And like I said, it's not about him as a person, because him as a person has proven to be a man that has integrity. Because he is there, he could naturally give account for these funds. When he's not there, if he's not going to be the security advisor forever. We know what happened to security votes that goes to state governments that are not accounted for. So if this money is coming out, will there be a budget for us to know how much comes in, what this money are used for? Till this moment, we don't know what our stamp duty charges are. We don't know how much our stamp duty charges. We don't know what they are being used for. At a point, they were accusing the bank not remitting the stamp duty charges to their various to the various arm of government. So it doesn't add up at all. So hopefully, I know he's a man that listens. Maybe hopefully he will listen, and then there will be a change of heart, or you have an engagement in Nigerians. When you are coming up with policy like it's going to touch everybody, I think it's wise for you to engage them a lot. Was there any open house issue? This law was passed, did you have that conversation with the people? Did you have the conversation with the financial sector? Did you have the conversation with the market women and their representatives? Do you have conversation with the students? Do you have the conversation even with the rural area? Because this also is going to affect POS stamina. So how will they? So a lot of business might end up, because if I'm no more coming to give them my money again, I'm no more extracting money from them, then they will be out of business.
Indeed. You made mention about issue of accountability, and of course the policy. Between the policy and of course the accountability, which do you think comes first? Are you more concerned about accountability, or the policy itself should be reversed?
The reason why we are talking about accountability is because of policy. If there's no policy, we won't be talking about accountability. So let the policy be reversed, and then we begin to look at accountability, if at all we want to be paying for those levies. Why are you not just looking at other businesses that are thriving in this country? Why are you not looking at people, the IOCs that are going to be paying levies? Why are you not looking at them to say, can you help us build cybersecurity? Why is it to happen? Why is it is Yusuf and Muktar that will use cybersecurity for the federal government of Nigeria?
Muktar, finally, as we wrap up now, you've said quite a whole lot. Labour have also said that they released a statement with regards to this policy, which they describe as another burden on already suffering Nigerians. Now, going forward, what do you think? Because a lot of people are even apprehensive as to the fact that even this 0.5% that the NSA did propose, that the banks may charge more than that.
Well, and that is why we have the regulators. Unfortunately, the regulators are not regulating everything. They are looking for forms. They are the ones, and I'm looking at how is this going to be workable, because what they are saying is Muktar Mohammed has an account another bank, and is sacking it from one other bank. He will not pay that level. So we need to see how they are going to work out. But for me, I'm not even looking forward to working it out. I'm looking forward to the total repealing of this draconian financial monster that they are trying to put on the head of not just Nigerians, but the investment climate of this great nation.
All right, Muktar Mohammed, financial analyst, I must thank you for your contributions on the program this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, with that is a wrap on the show today. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. I am Yusuf Akubu.